Hi, this is Joseph. It is Tuesday, September 8th, 2015. This is a quick update on some of the trades we've executed. We're currently looking at the pound dollar, and I'm going to watch this one really close because we're about to hit our final target here. So we had several continuation breakout trades today. It was a pretty big day. We did have a losing trade on the euro dollar. I'll go ahead and start there. We're going to go back to this one in just a few minutes, so I don't want to lose track of that there. I am calling out these trades live in the chat room, and then when it reaches their targets and I close my trades, I mention and type in, I use my microphone, and then I type in the chat room where I'm closing the trade. So this was the euro dollar, and this was the 1 hour time frame. And here was non-farm payrolls spike, high and low, also incorporating that low here just before non-farm payroll, and which was actually last week's low. But we had an entry, and it was profitable, I believe, about 20 to 25 pips. And in certain market conditions, one of the things that we do, and we don't generally scale out on the euro dollar, pound dollar, dollar yen, or dollar Swiss because they're primarily a 50 pip target. But there are market conditions and environments where we would continue to scale out like this. This was a price swing high, and scaling out there, for those of you who did get the opportunity to scale out, you were able to pick up 25. So on a 55 pip, normally we would target the 55 pip target, which would be back up here from our entry at 112.11. The target that we were using was 112.74. Also R2 up there, but this is currently at this moment for the start of the new day here. But what I'm getting at is that we would take off 25 pips. It's the first 25 pips if you're going to scale out. And it's okay, it's acceptable either way. If it doesn't, then it would have stopped us out. And for those who didn't close and take half profits, because at that point I really wasn't too sure we really needed to. It looked like it could probably continue. The pound dollar was moving up strongly, and I'll show you that in just a moment. We made a lot of money with the pound dollar, but this one had a stop. So approximately 40 pips is where I had mentioned there's no point in waiting for it to actually go down to a minus 55 pip stop loss. There are certain conditions, and I explain exactly how to do that in the chat room, where we can tell if a trade is probably going to fail. And again, this method is accurate 90 to 95% of the time. It's just every once in a while it will do something like this, where it pulls back, but then maybe even goes back up to the expected target eventually anyway. There was a lot of little activity and things going on with the euro dollar today, but the reaction really started off in China, and then the reaction there in the UK. So this one, if you didn't take the first 25, it would have stopped you out at minus 40, not 55 pips, because I was able to identify that this one wasn't going to continue any higher. So minus 40 or minus 39 is where I actually closed. So this was the pound dollar. Now the pound dollar created not only a continuation breakout trade and the 55 pip target, but much further. So we were able to earn the 55 pip target here. It was very, very smooth moving. It didn't pull back very much afterwards. It just continued. And what was affecting the market and the way the market was being affected, including the dollar for a short time, is part of the reason why it looked like the euro dollar was going to continue higher. But nevertheless, this earned back any losses anywhere. Using this one here with 55 pip target, that was our 55 pip target, and we closed that trade. And then later on, what I did was actually sold the pound dollar, and we earned just a little over 30 pips selling it, which was basically fading that double zero move up here. But price eventually continues to retest the resistance level. But we're flat here. So we earned 55 pips here, and then just a little over 30 pips, approximately 32 pips, selling it back down again. So this was a really good move, 55 and 32 here. Now the other trades here on the dollar yen. Now the dollar yen, it was a bit confusing, and it looked like it wasn't going to go a whole lot higher. But we have to trade what's in front of us. We have to trade what the plan dictates that we do. We have to follow the plan, and here is that continuation breakout trade. This gave us an entry at 90. It looked like it was going to stall. It's taken a long time, but in the last few hours in the chat room, we've been sitting here talking about how far this is probably going to go, and it's probably going to reach that 45 target shortly. It's gone up as high as 36, so we're not that far away from it. We're about 9 points away when it hit that spike, and we're only into this 1 hour candle 13 minutes now. So we've got a long ways to go, and this will probably again pay 55 pips. If not, we'll just take off 25 pips on this trade. And then I want to show you what's going on here with the euro yen. Now the euro yen, if it was going to react slow, the euro yen, when we trade a continuation breakout trade, the first target is 80 pips. After that, the final target would initially be, or normally be, 150 pip final target. But again, if the market's going to act like this, the way the euro was reacting, the way the dollar yen sort of stalled, that was the reason that we decided to go ahead and take this and close out or lock in profits if you have more than one position on this trade at 40. So this paid 80 pips. The first target on a continuation breakout trade on the euro yen is 80 pips profit, and then the final target is 150 pips. But again, in certain environments where price starts to move really slow and stalls, it's a good idea to lock in profits. Now, it didn't hit that 80 pip profit target. It only went up as high as 37. And I was asked in the chat room when this occurred, should we close it? Should we hold on to it? Some people will close just a couple of pips early. I don't have a problem myself closing 1 or 2 or 3 pips early. It's just to make sure that you lock in profits just in case you have several other positions open at the same time. But I said that it was probably going to go right through the 40. It just took a lot longer than I expected. So in the last 2 or 3 hours, it has moved through that 40, and we've seen a high print at 70. So it went through the 40, paying us 80 pips, and we were flat this pair. Now it might continue and end up reaching that 150 pip final target, but we're flat this pair, so we've earned 80 pips on this one. So going back and reviewing, it was minus 40 pips or 39 pips here on the euro dollar, and then earning 55 pips on the breakout, and then 32 pips on the reversal here, fading the double zero. And then we're up at least 25 pips so far on the dollar yen, but if it spikes up and hits that 45, we're going to close it. We will have locked in 55 pips there. And then here on the euro yen, we've earned 80 pips, and I'm flat this pair. But the big move was also with the pound yen, and what we saw here along with the pound. So this was the pound yen, and this is our continuation breakout trade. Again, I call all of these trades out in the chat room. So we had an entry here at 182.86. Now 184.86 is 200 pips. The final target back up here is 36, and we've seen a spike high at 32.5. So it is and has pretty much for the most part reached that 250 pip target. We're going to go ahead and keep an eye on it. There are always a few students who go ahead and have locked in profits already, and they're hanging on to the last few here, earning an additional 50 pips from where they locked in profits here. Again, the target here was at 184.86. Of course, a few pips higher with the spread, earning 200 pips here. So this was a really big day. As far as trying to fade these, I don't know that this move is over with just yet to the upside. So the total profit today was 352 pips. We earned just over 390, and then with the the euro dollar loss, it ended up giving us a total net profit so far at 353 pips. Now, if the dollar yen spikes up and hits that 45, it will be a total, because I only included 25 pips here. If it pulls back down to that 25 pip target, we'll close and remain flat this pair. But if it spikes up and holds here at these levels and hits 45, we would add an additional 25 pips to the 353. So 353 pips today. We had a couple of students that actually earned just over $14,000. One student claimed that he had earned just over $14,000 this morning. He was trading standard lots. This was from the trades this morning, and then also what we closed just in the last few hours. Again, the pound yen, that was within the first 4 hours after receiving that signal to go long. A lot of activity, and then still waiting here to see what happens with this dollar yen trade, to see if it spikes up one more time to 45. It looks like it probably will. I don't think that the move to the upside is over with just yet. So it was a great trading day, and we expect the rest of this week, for the most part, to provide us this opportunity. We had a couple of little trades yesterday. For the most part, we don't trade in the chat room on bank holidays, but I did trade the early part of, or the late part of the Asian, and then the London session on Monday, which was a bank holiday. But again, in the chat room, we sort of take it easy. And the chat room is open 24 hours a day for all students who complete the Magic Trading Model. It's really a hands-on opportunity for you to come in and trade with me daily and with other students, like-minded individuals who are trading just like you, who are trying to make as much money as possible every day. It doesn't require you to trade. You're not required to have to trade standard lots. You can certainly trade mini lots, earning $1 a pip, whatever it is that you're comfortable. And I always recommend not adding more money to your trading account until I've proven to you that the system that you and I together, that we create as a result of using some of these strategies like what I'm showing you today, that it'll work for you. I want you to see and to verify and to prove to yourself, and I want to help you prove to yourself that your trading system that you and I build will work and will produce profits before you start adding more money to your trading account. But we go through all of that, the entire process of building your entire business, building your entire trading strategy, blueprint trading plan, all through the Magic Trading Model. And we have Magic Trading Model coaching classes coming up in just the next few days, so you can still join or get access to at least find out more about the coaching classes. All you have to do is click the link just below this button, and it'll send you and direct you straight to a 10-question survey page where you can fill in as much information as you're comfortable with, and then I will contact you as a result of you filling out that information, that 10-question survey. I'll contact you. We set up a time to talk on Skype. I'll ask you some questions to see if I can help you. So don't delay. If you want to get trades like this, I mean, it really is possible to make over 300 pips when the market provides the opportunity. Obviously, we can't do this every single day, but there are opportunities just by trading these main 6 currency pairs every day, getting to know them really well, and it is an opportunity to really fulfill dreams, lifestyles, things that you probably thought you really weren't going to be able to achieve as a result of whatever it is that you're currently doing, whether it's a job or operating a business. And I also help you through the coaching series, that Magic Trading Model coaching program, make that transition. We provide tools and services that are free of charge to all Magic Trading Model coaching students so that we can help them make that transition from the full-time job or business that they're running to becoming a full-time trader, making profits like this almost every day that the market provides us an opportunity to do so. So I hope you traded really well. The rest of the week, I expect we'll probably see really good opportunities like this.